Hi, this is Zach Meir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Friday, the 8th of August. Starting off with the S&P, which I suppose is in a mid-channel position with the line that we had the previous channel for now largely irrelevant. We've got the price channel really based at the 6220 area. Top of the channel heading for 6600, which is the target at the end of next month. In the meantime, hoping that we'll have support on the right side of 6300 ahead of a move to the upside. RSI in the upper 50s, which is in the right place for pushing higher. Worst case, another test of that 6200 post-July support zone. Moving along to the Nasdaq rather, and here you can see that if I type in the right market, you can see that we also have progress within a near-term channel. In this case, the top of the channel heading for 24,000. We're looking for that by the end of this month, while we remain above recent rather obvious support there at 23,000. Worst case is a move down to the 50-day line, 22,400. We've rallied off the back of a RSI, well, two RSI 50 rebounds above neutral 50. So hopefully 24,000 is going to be hit, even if we then pull back after that. Moving on to the stocks, and the first one is AirSale, and here unfilled gap to the upside after a gap down that we had back in July, so that hopefully will wrong foot the bears. We also had a gap down for the shares in May, so it's basically a bear trap island reversal, one of the stronger setups, and it leaves us looking for the top of the channel there and the top of the range as high as the $9 level. So hopefully we can get that sometime later this month. Ideally, we stay on the right side of the initial May resistance around $7.20 on an end of day close basis. And moving on to a stock which we've covered here before, Bit Origin, and here shares having a second go at trying to break that downtrend. Got support at the 50-day line there around $27, and also the floor of the channel more immediately around the $33 level. Ideally, we stay above the gap floor, 35, ahead of a move at least up to the 200-day moving average at $62. Moving down the list, and we've got stock which we haven't covered here before, and it is an interesting setup in the sense that we've gapped through the 200-day line as if it wasn't there, basically. Gap higher back in May and another one now. And while we're above the recent May resistance around $6.20, looking for the top of the channel and the top of the recent range as high as $8.60 by the end of this month. An interesting setup as well for CIM, and here, after a rather painful looking downtrend, you can see that we've got this gap through the 50-day line, top of the range and top of the channel there towards the $11.80 level, which is what we're looking for by the end of this month or during August, and that's valid while we're above $8 on an end of day close basis, the 50-day moving average level. On to 4Cs, C4, and here you can see that we've got this rising trend channel base. We're approaching the 200-day moving average there at $2.80. Above that, looking for the top of the price channel there as high as $3.60 by the end of this month. Ideally, we'll stay above the recent broken resistance, $2.35, ahead of a move to the upside. Going on to Emergent Biosolutions, and here just pushing through the July resistance, $7.80, and above that looking at the top of the range and the top of the channel, as high as $13.50 by the end of next month, helped by the second gap higher for the shares in the last few months. So hopefully that's a sign that the bears are on the run. Heritage is next, and here Heritage Distilling, the rising trend channel base, top of the channel there at $1.50. We're looking for that by the end of next month, I suppose is fair. And ideally, we stay above or stay on the right side of the $60 area, which has been resistance on the way down, ahead of a move to the upside. We've had a double RSI rebound at neutral 50 over recent days, so hopefully that's a sign and a leading indicator on the upside. A decent looking chart next from SkyWater, and here we've broken through the main resistance, near term resistance levels. Basically $11.20, the main one at the moment. Above that, looking at the top of the channel, as high as $15 by the end of this month, or hopefully a bit sooner than that. SkyRun is, or Sunrun rather, is next. Getting these things mixed up. Sunrun is next, and here another gap situation after a gap down. Very volatile chart, probably not for widows and orphans. Recent resistance around the $12 mark. The longer we stay above that, the greater the chance of move to $15.50. The top of that rising 2025 trend channel from the beginning of January. Ideally, we stay on the right side of yesterday's range, down to 1080, but the best situation would be $12 plus on an end of day or weekly close today. Moving along to the last situation, which is Solid Power, which is living up to its name in terms of the chart. A rising trend channel there from March, top of the channel there heading for the $8 level. And we're looking for that by the end of this month, while we remain above the gap top there around the $4 level. So rather simply above 4, looking for $8 on Solid Power. We've had a couple, well, 3 RSI rebounds at neutral 50 in the recent past. So this looks good on that basis, also on the basis that yesterday's price action gave a gap close buy signal. So that tends to also work as an indicator on the upside. That's it for me today. More updates over the weekend.